Vampyr is a game that you don't need to play, probably. So that's it. The video's over. Just joking. So I've been playing this game called Vampyr with a Y. This game is really okay. It's an RPG where you play as a famous doctor person who gets turned into a vampire, kills his sister, and vows revenge. It's super story-based and has combat similar to like The Witcher and like Dark Souls. Full disclosure, I only played 3 to 4 hours of this game, and that should also tell you my opinion of this game, since I didn't finish it. Right off the bat, this game is developed by Don't Nod Entertainment, the people who make Life is Strange. So this isn't some AAA action game developer, unfortunately. This comes up a lot, but you run into a bunch of polish issues and ease of use issues, like the fact that you can't skip any of the dialogue. I know that people worked really hard to record this, but sometimes I just want to get to the quest, you know? And here's my main gripe with the game. Don't Nod clearly focused heavily on the story here. They're a very story-driven studio, and it's all about a very set-in-stone story. Again, you can't even skip the dialogue. The problem with this is that the story isn't super compelling. You start out killing your sister, and then everything is blowing up around you. London is apparently in some sort of plague disaster type situation. People know you're a vampire for some reason, so they're attacking you. It's a whole thing. Then it just ramps down like a lot in a confusing way. You get employed at this hospital as the lead doctor, if that's an actual position, head doctor, I don't know. Then your whole motivation is to solve the mystery of who the fuck bit you and turned you into a vampire, which totally doesn't gel with the rest of the game. I feel like Don't Nod was trying for something that would be interesting, juxtaposing things like your character's struggle with his curse and with the player struggling whether or not to take lives to be stronger. This dude, however, has no interest in being a vampire, at least not up until the point where I stopped. He's just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find out who killed my sister, but he doesn't even seem to be very committed to that cause. He's boring, he doesn't have a personality, and he's very much a blank slate type of character that would be great if this was like an FPS, so he could be like Halo and Half-Life, but he isn't. So the whole time during these unskippable cutscenes and fights with people always stronger than you, you gotta look at this boring ass dude in his boy band haircut. He's so composed and proper and boring. He's not like super affected by the whole vampire thing. There's no urgency. Even if it is an RPG, at least have something where I want to drive the plot further. This is the fault of a story-based game that has a bad story. He should want to investigate further, he should want to investigate his powers more. But because of the unskippable dialogue and cutscenes, the game moves at a snail's pace. I'd like to think of myself as a fast reader, like an 8th grade level, so with dialogue I usually just read and skip to the next line if possible. I try to hear or read all the dialogue options in game, but for this one I didn't want to be caught in unskippables so much I just didn't bother talking to people, and because of that I got caught in a weirdly bad gameplay loop. We'll come back to this. So, you play a weak dude in this game. For some reason as a vampire you have trouble taking out a group of 3 humans. It's the typical problem you see in certain games where the inherent strength of a character needs to be balanced in a game. Why are humans strong enough to hit you when you're a vampire? I understand when vampire enemies overwhelm me, but humans? You always feel like you're on the back heel if you're not particularly skilled at the Witcher / Dark Souls roll at opportune times to win type of combat. You got some weapons with a crafting system that makes no sense and the skill tree that is absolutely massive. One of the main mechanics of this game though is supposedly controllable difficulty, meaning that the more vampire-y you decide to play, the easier the game is. See, when you embrace humans, aka giving them the good suck, you gain more XP. That sounds good, right? So maybe you're assuming right now I don't kill any humans because I'm complaining about being weak. Well, I kill all the humans who try to kill me. And for some weird, unexplained reason, I can't drain them of their blood. The only time you can get suck XP from people is if they're civilians. For no explained reason. The hospital is your hub. Not that kind of hub, but like a meat hub. And I mean, civilians need help, right? And these are people you can help for XP. Or help for XP. Also, they don't really give you a lot of XP unless you have levels in mesmerizing and if you talk to them a lot and find out personal things. I guess the reason is the more you know them personally, the more you get from their blood. I don't know how it works. And here's where the unskippable dialogue comes back in. Because it's such a drag, I don't even want to partake in the mechanics. I don't want to talk to people. I was having some trouble, so I gave this guy a back alley suck and he only gave me like 1,000 XP, which isn't even a lot in the vampire tree, and I was only like level 10. I was like 3 hours in the game, so, you know, why even bother? To sum it up, the game is about story. The story isn't super compelling in the first 3 or 4 hours. The gameplay isn't particularly fun, and the mechanics in the game don't make logical sense in the world. The game sucks. Get it? It's like a vampire sucks. 2 out of 5. I could see some reasons why you would like it, because it does seem to have a lot of love in it in terms of the production and the models and the characters. But overall, for me, it's just lacking a lot of polish, and it's lacking a lot of what makes a game fun. Thanks for watching. Stay cool and stay fleshy.